Anime World. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Conspiracy, bringing to you the Midwest Anime Show, where we discuss anime flavors at the round table, fisticuffs that's legit, and dropping news about what's hot and what's not. Now, I may not look it, but my power level's way over 9,000. So please like, share, and subscribe. Let's go.
Hey, look, out the gates, probably one of my favorite animes. You know what I'm saying? Goblin Slayer. Like, for those who don't know, second season is in. You know what I'm saying? Goblin Slayer first season is gonna be very hard to top for me. Okay, just throwing that out there. But Mr. Conspiracy, what you got for us, man? What Goblin Slayer? What your thoughts are? Then I need to hear Pooh Bear's thoughts on this. What's up with Goblin Slayer for you, man? What is it? What is Goblin Slayer for you, man?
Gobble gobble, man. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this short and sweet because I want to make sure that everyone has their, thoughts and ideas, heard and whatnot.
Shenanigans.
So Goblin Slayer season one is phenomenal. From the storyline to the plot, you're talking the artwork, and I really like what they did with the main character. Honestly, all the characters. The fact of his tragic backstory, which is really deep, and how he became the Goblin Slayer in the first place. A lot of people who have not seen it, basically the Goblin Slayer is from a small village, and his village gets attacked by a bunch of goblins, and his entire family gets slain. His parents and his older sister. He survives, and he basically says that he will do anything and everything to kill all goblins in the world, and that's how he becomes the Goblin Slayer. He actually joins the guild, and he becomes the Goblin Slayer, which is almost like he's more of like an urban legend for people who just heard rumors about the Goblin Slayer, right? They don't know whether he's a monster or an actual human because he just wears armor, nothing but armor, head to toe, helmet, all that stuff. So I really like that mystique about him. But the crazy part though is that he only hunts goblins. They have many other type of races and monsters, species that are more dangerous, more evil, like the demon lord, for instance, and his generals. But he doesn't care anything about anything else but goblins. And how he goes about his tactics and strategies to deal with goblins is what really sets him apart as far as just the main character from someone that just has special abilities, right? I really like how they showed his character's different sides and aspects of his character. Yeah, he's kind of cold hearted, but at the same time, he won't just leave someone there to just die if there's goblins, or just won't leave someone there, just to fend for themselves. And I like that he lives on a farm with this girl who's known as the cowgirl and her uncle. Well, they kind of went through the same tragedy that he did. And you actually get to meet them right before he goes back to the guild, and that's when he starts to form his team, which is really unique how he forms his team. I like how they introduce those characters to his team, but I'm gonna go ahead and let everyone else really explain more into the story than that. But I really love Goblin Slayer. First season is amazing.
Got you. Okay. Pooh Bear, what you got? Why is Goblin Slayer the fire for you, man? Why is this hot for you?
Might go a little bit more into detail. Um, yeah, I agree with you, Doc, and everything Mr. Conspiracy said. When I first saw, how every, kind of seasons where it's fall, whatever, Crunchyroll puts out anime, right? And I always make my little list on new stuff that I try out to see if I'm going to continue watching it or not. Of course, first time Goblin Slayer came out, I was like, oh, this looks a little cheesy, but I ain't got nothing else to watch, right? So soon, man, the first episode just catches you. It sets up everything. Goblin Slayer, the character, you can equate as Batman, a medieval Batman, because his story is tragic as hell. Okay, he his he was living a normal life. His dad, I think, was a priest, and his mother was a pharmacist, and he had an older sister, living a great life in the village. But his parents always left. I think like for 2 weeks at a time. Well, this time that they left, the village got attacked, of course, by goblins, and his sister, and he adores his sister. First of all, she hid him under the floorboard and told him, "Don't make a sound. I'm going, everything is going to be okay." Of course, the goblins came in, and she got caught in the situation. I'm not going to explain further than that. You just need to watch the anime because I don't want us getting striped or whatever. But anyway, she got caught in the situation, and he sees the whole thing go down in front of him. Of course, he's trying not to make noise. She ends up getting killed. And like I said, he sees everything. He adores his sister. And he does try to escape. It doesn't really show this part in the anime. This is more in the manga. And he gets saved by this thing called a Rhea. They really don't explain what a Rhea is. Think of him as like a hobbit, I guess. I think he's an adventurer. Well, he ends up saving him. And he's the one that trains him how to kill goblins. He gives him all his tactics and everything. The training is brutal. I mean, he starts him as a little boy. It's brutal. He doesn't hold back. Like it's rough. But eventually he grows up. He passes the training, and then he starts living with the cowgirl and her uncle. Well, they were good friends, I think, before, right? Miss Conspiracy. They were childhood friends.
Yeah, they were childhood friends. Yes.
And so he ends up living with them. Of course, like Miss Conspiracy said, he's an adventurer. And all he does, he doesn't care. Now, like I said, I'm equating him to like a medieval Batman because he like Batman, he's just focused on crime and bringing justice to crime and cleaning up Gotham, right? And he's just driven. That is his sole purpose. He doesn't care. He is driven. The same thing with Goblin Slayer. His pure determination, will, and just vengeance. That's all he cares about. I'm going to kill every last goblin on the world. And he doesn't have any superpowers. He don't have magic. He just has his wits and skills and his armor. And he uses everything, his surroundings, everything to do, even with groups of hordes. Like, he knows how to go into caves, if they're in buildings, or if they're out in the open. And it's funny, like, everybody looks down on him, like Mr. Conspiracy said, just because they all feel goblins are trash monsters. Nobody has time to deal with goblins, which is crazy because they loot and raid and just pillage and destroys and put all these girls in situations. Like, it's crazy. And how they multiply is they take the girls and they have their babies. That dude, I'm not gonna lie, the first watch I was like, what in the hell did I get myself into? This is deep. And the manga, yeah, it's worse than anime. So, with situations, and we'll just say that. But and then off to on what Mr. Conspiracy says, he's a loner. He doesn't want to get close to people. And he barely does it with the cowboy and her uncle. But that's only because he knew them freehand. He really doesn't want to count on people, but he slowly changes with the addition with a little girl he saved, a priestess, I think.
Yes, the priestess.
So she starts kind of softening his heart to trust people, and then it comes to find out goblins are really a big, huge problem. Like singular, they're nothing, right? But as a horde, they are formidable. And the more you watch the anime, there's like levels to goblins. There's like a goblin.
Like hobgoblins.
You got goblin shaman, goblin champions,
hobgoblins,
the goblin lords, and kings.
And I'm pretty sure we ain't even seen them all yet because we just started season 2. I'm pretty sure that they mentioned them probably in the manga, but I kind of stopped on the manga. I kind of want to just see the anime. But it's like they're powerful. They're really formidable. And this guy is the only one who knows how to deal with them, which is crazy. I'm not gonna say any more, spill any more about that. I haven't even started season 2. I'm kind of letting it build up because I hate waiting a week between episodes. But yeah, I love Goblin Slayer. Love it. Doc, what's your take?
Man, listen. I mean, everything y'all said is spot on. Listen, let me throw this out here because I didn't say it in the beginning of this episode. This is not for kids. Okay? Goblin Slayer is not for children. Nobody under 18, and some people who ain't even 21 yet, because of the quote unquote situations and the adult content that it deals with. Because in the first episode, listen, I was like, whoa, like you have no idea what you getting into it, because it's like you said, everybody, all these goblins is nothing, da 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 da. First party go in there, they end up getting murked, and then I'm gonna tell you what sold it for me. Like, why I knew this was for me is when that little girl pissed herself straight up. She pissed herself because she knew first episode. She pissed herself because she saw what they were doing. And if you ain't never seen no anime character, like you've seen fear before, somebody's scared, but you ain't real seen like real fear. This is like, I know I'm gonna die. I have no ability to save myself. My bodily functions have released themselves because I ain't gonna make it, right. Like it was, and it is not. We ain't talking about grown up. We talking about a little kid, and this little girl, for God only knows what reason. I don't care if you're a priestess or not. Why you little kids is out here trying to adventure, trying to do this life? Like, hey, this ain't all sunshine and rainbow, kids. And like, from the first episode, you like, this is bad. Like everything, because before he shows up, it's like, how much of this are we gonna have to watch? Like, God, just you at a certain point in time, you just like, just kill him. Good God, just let him die. You know what I'm saying? But when this dude shows up, I mean, the only thing I can equate him to, I mean, Batman's a good reference. I mean, to the goblins, the only thing I know I can call him is Baba Yaga. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only thing I can call this dude. Like, literally, I mean, to your point, he's almost mythical. You know what it reminds me of? It's almost like they took Judge Dredd, the comic book, where he never takes his helmet off and you never see his face, so you can relate to the character. And that's almost like what they did with him. Like, he takes his helmet off, but we never really see his face. He's got like some white hair. He's got all these scars from the training and the fighting, but we never see his face, which is really cool. That's part of the mystique. Like, the dude sleep with his helmet on. When he eats, his helmet comes up a little bit so he can drink, but he never takes it off. So, like, that whole part of it, and the way, like you said, he got a super villain origin story, basically. Like, if this dude turned evil, like, I wouldn't even been surprised. But instead, he becomes obsessed with one thing. He don't care about nothing else. I remember when they came to him, it's like, well, the Demon's Army, is it goblins? So he was like, no, well, I don't care. Like, he don't care about the world ending, none of that stuff. Like, none of that even fazed him. He's like, nah, I'm gonna go fight goblins. And then some of the tactics, like, and the other thing is, it's like, if you took like Baba Yaga, Batman, and you took almost the only other person, he's almost like a MacGyver type person too, right? Because he knows things, like he learns, and the tricks he uses to kill goblins, even the people like, where'd you figure that out at? Like, the things he learns, everything about him is like, this dude at this point, I can say he's a sociopath. Like, he's a straight sociopath. Like, he has no qualms about, like, remember in the first episode, you really see how he don't care when that priestess girl was like, oh my God, she's like, save my friend. He like, I'm doing her a favor. And he just stabbed her in the throat. He went on and ended her life. Like, God, like, and she's like, oh my God. He's like, you couldn't save her. He's like, she's dead. We just saving her suffering. He just
like,
slit
put
her
the big
throat.
girl panties on. Let's move on.
Yeah, and he did it. He ain't even like, hey, let's move on to the next thing. And yeah, I knew when he got to them goblins and he seen them little goblin babies, and he went in there. Yeah, he didn't even care. He went in there. He murdered all them goblin kids. He didn't even care. Like, not even a care in the world. And the little priestess girl was like, "You should kill him." He was like, "Nah, that grow up and learn from this. Nah, I can kill him now." You know what I'm saying? It's like, y'all, like, like no mercy, like sociopathic. Like, he had zero mercy. He was like,
that part, bro. Like a normal human being. I know it's a cartoon, right? But as a parent, right? You see kids, you feel like, no, man, no, I don't want you to do that, dog. Like, I'm with her. Like, oh man, like,
like, and you better be glad it's an anime, because I'm pretty sure in the manga they showed him murdering them kids. Like, he had no qualm. Yeah. Yeah, he had no qualms about putting all the kids down. And like after he got done with that, he just went on about his way. We're gonna burn the nest out. We're gonna kill. Make sure you got any spells left, because we still need to kill these goblins. And it's like, Jesus Christ. Like the woman just died, you murdered her, you murdered them kids. Like, and he's still counting. He counted the kids as like kills. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, God. Like, man, like, oh, like it's like the part of me, like the vengeance, the part of me that loves animes that are about vengeance. It's like I enjoy it, but like this dude make me cringe a little bit. To your point, Chris Rock, like there's a point where like even I be like, good God, like they little babies, like he's like, nah, they might grow up and learn stuff.
Yep.
Like, yeah, I mean that's the so yeah, I mean. The dude is a sociopath. I mean, and you can't even be mad at him because of what happened to him and everything he witnessed. Like
Right.
they do a great job of getting you in his mind, right?
Yeah.
You understand why he's the way he is. Like, there's no
Yeah.
questions. Like, at least with Batman, he could have got therapy. Ain't no therapy in this dude's world. Like this dude, like his therapy, every goblin he killed, he bringing a part of himself back. Like whatever they took from him, like I mean, personally, he's almost like remember like with Batman, like how he went dormant for a while and the Joker went catatonic. Like if the Goblin ceased to exist, this dude would probably kill himself. I don't think he could like exist without goblins. Like he literally is at that stage where like this is all he got. Like don't rob me of my hate. It's all I have left. Like literally.
Well, that's kind of crazy though, DLC. I want to actually touch on that fear just so the audience can actually understand like why we're so passionate and why like the goblins are such a threat. If you actually take one of the characters that you meet, I think in the I think she's in the first episode, the Sword Maiden, who's the Archbishop, right, of the God Tower. She's the Sword Maiden. Like she's tough. Well, she wears a blindfold over her eyes because she can't stand the fact of the horror that she saw when she was kidnapped by the goblins and the things that she saw them do. So even though she could easily kill a goblin, she refuses to go near one. That's why she has the Goblin Slayer actually go do killing all of the goblins. Like that's how crazy that is, man. She wears a blindfold the entire time because she cannot stand to see the just the world because of what she saw with the goblins, man. That's how crazy that is.
I know what they did to her.
Yeah,
She was in a situation. Yeah, she was in a situation.
Listen. This how you know it's real. When she said they in my dreams. He said I'll come slay them in your dreams. Like that's like that. You know how crazy like this lady is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. She's like, I need you to slay him in my dreams. And he's like, I'll slay him in your dreams. Like,
bro, I had to rewind that part. That was deep. That was underrated.
Like you said, she one of the most powerful beings in the world. And because of what they did to her, she like a little kid. Like, I need a knight in shining armor. I need Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga, will you come save me? Like I slay him in your dreams.
He said, as long as it's goblins. He said, as long as it's goblins, you call me anytime. I'll be there to kill them all, even in your dreams. I was like, God, dog. Like
they just think differently. Like, that's one thing to get revenge but like this dude's whole purpose in this world is driven solely by one thing. It's like if you had OCD to the up, like somebody who's got the most extreme version of OCD. Like if you touch something out of place, like I remember, like towards the end of the first season, and the priest asked, "Is there such thing as a good goblin?" He said, "I don't know, but if I see one, I'll kill him and let you know."
What? That's not how they're supposed to go.
Yeah,
I'm gonna kill him and let you know out there.
It's. I don't even know. The only thing I can say is this, right?
Uh-oh.
That's all I can say. That you know what I'm saying? Because he crazy, man. The dude is nuts. Like he is crazy at a level. I mean, you don't see too many characters like who are that crazy you can identify with. You know what I'm saying? Like normally they're so insane you can't get behind it, you can't rock with. But they did a great job with his backstory. Like everybody understand why he like if the villagers in like if the people in the guild knew what he'd been through and knew his story, they wouldn't be asking him why he hunting goblins. They'd be like,
Yeah.
"Can we help you hunt goblins?" You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Ain't
Oh yeah.
nobody asking it. Yeah, ain't nobody asking questions. And like you said, I don't see how they're not a bigger problem. Okay, because it's not like it's so bad that new adventurers, he like you should go hunt rats, not goblins, because their tactics. Yeah, I mean, like literally, like how many people are dying because of goblins? It's so bad they had to create an academy for adventurers because they were losing so many just fighting goblins. Like, and
Yep.
these are like normal quests, and they like giving these out like they like here you go, 13, 14-year-old kids, y'all want to go kill goblins? Well, like the guild should be like, nah, dog, like there's a goblin slayer for a reason. Like if you want to
Right.
go kill goblins, you got to go do sessions with this dude for
Yeah.
months, you know, to go hunt goblins for you. Like because them beginning parties, like they get murdered, they don't have any idea. Like his tactics to fight goblins, like if I mean he is literally a niche specialist. That's why he's what? He's a silver rank, and most people aren't
Yeah.
silver
Yeah. He's a
rank
silver rank.
hunting
Yeah.
one for
Yeah.
hunting one beast. They're
Yeah.
silver ranks because they hunt everything. He's a silver rank specifically because literally that's all he does. I mean, it's to the point where, like you said, Christopher Robins, they literally are coming from around the kingdom, other continents, like Beard Cutter. He's got a name in Elvish I can't even say. Like, you know, he got all these
Orbo.
names for
Orbo.
yeah, they got all these names for this dude. Like you said, literally, it's like it's a legend. And everybody, when they meet him at first, it's like, oh man, that's all you do. This is it. You got this dinky armor and stuff. And then it's not until they go into a situation with him and you watch them fighting them goblins. Because I'm gonna tell you, man, the scene that got me, that had me the hypest, is when they go in that underground tunnel and that hobgoblin or whatever that thing is swing him or knocks him across the room. He almost
Oh
died.
yeah.
And he
Yeah.
wheeled
Yeah.
his he
Bro,
wheels himself to get up and he gets up and then when that eye starts shining
he
red
took that
and
hair
then the
down.
goblin, yeah, he picked up, he was like, this is good for us. He go up to the thing, get on top of it. He don't even care no more. He's strangling this thing with some hair and he willing himself. He coughing up and he don't even care. Like, and then after he put him down, his thing almost there. He look at the other goblins. You want this? You want this goblin? And they like scared because it's like this dude should be
No,
dead.
sir.
Yeah, this dude should be dead. And he literally, like, he reminded me of, did you all see the new Mad Max? When the dude,
Oh yeah.
like, he gets shot in the head
Oh
and he will himself to go blow himself up. That's almost what
yeah.
Oh,
that
yeah,
dude
yeah,
was
yeah.
like. Like, yeah. He came back like, he's like, come on. He's like, he's hyping his friend, is hyping him up. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
man.
showing him up.
Yeah,
Right,
you need
yeah.
to pray. Yeah, that
Right, right.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the level of crazy goblin. Like he literally is like, he like get up. He telling his like he having flashbacks, what happened to his sister. He going through the training, the dice rope, that dice thing when they hit, and it's like everything in his body like willed him. Like he on death's door. He don't even care. Like that dude, like you got some determined. Like that's crazy. Like that's what I say, man. Like you can't do nothing but respect the dude. Like it's crazy, man. Like,
But again,
oh
his
man, like
origin story, like like it completes it though. Like it makes sense to why he is so dedicated just because of what happened to him. Like I said, they set that up so perfect, and it's like even his own team, even when they realize, oh, this is crazy, they stopped him from using some stuff that he uses to kill the goblins because it's too horrific for them. Like,
yeah,
you know what? Like, hey,
dude.
man,
You
no more,
can't burn them. You can't no more fire,
no
no
more
more
water
drowning. Like he started using all kinds of new tactics, and they like remember the scroll when he pulled the scroll out, and the lady
Oh,
was
the
like,
water.
he was like, yeah, he was like, even the hobgoblin, like you was using this to kill goblins. He was like, yeah, you made me waste it on you. Like I mean, like he pissed off, like he's like, do you understand? Like this is meant to kill higher level beings. And like I don't care about that. Like I care about these goblins over here, and like it's wild, man. Like I gotta ask y'all, man. Like, what is your favorite moment? Like both of y'all, you know, what I'm saying conspiracy, Christopher Rob. Like, what is your favorite moment in
Bro,
the series for you?
bro, you already said it, man. We went that time, man. He was like, he picked up that herd dog. I was like, what is he doing? With his arm going ready? He's
Yeah.
like, he was banging around. He was like, it's like, oh no, I'm gonna die, but you coming with me, like.
I mean,
And then he was like, who's next? he
Yeah,
could barely walk, but he was ready. He was like, who's next? They were all like, no. They ran. So I was like, what the
and
hell?
even
That's hard to
them
beat.
dumb creatures. Yeah, that even them dumb creatures was like, yeah, I'm good. I don't want this I don't want to smoke. I don't want none of it. Like it
Man.
was wild, man. It was wild. What about you? Was that it for you, conspiracy? Was that the moment for you?
Man, that's the moment for me. But also, man, since we all three going to agree on the same moment, I'm gonna bring up another moment, which is, the first episode. Just, Pooh Bear said it perfectly earlier. It just gets you there, and then the rest of the story keeps you there. I mean, because when that team, because I don't even think they were Sapphire
No,
ranked yet.
Nah.
Like those adventurers when they
no.
went into there. When they
They were
went in
porcelain.
there, yeah, and had no idea what they were getting into. They thought they could just whoop on some goblins because they was goblins, and they realized, oh, when they got besieged by them goblins, and they literally tore them limb from limb like the guys. And then the girls, they got into a bunch of situations. But here was the crazy part. One of the chicks didn't get into a situation. One of the adventurer chicks just got beat down with some rocks and sticks. Like they didn't even take the time to put her in a situation. They just beat her down.
Yeah.
Her dead body. They just kept beating her even after she was dead. I was like, wow, okay, this is real for me. So I had to bring up that one right there. Yeah,
I mean,
like that meant a lot to me.
when he killed the kids,
Yeah.
though, that made me cringe. I was like, oh wait, okay, I understand, but
And his reasoning behind why he
man,
killed. He said because they'll grow up and learn and they never forget. He's like that's why we gotta kill them. And he's like I don't even care if they're kids. Like
he didn't
they're
bat
not
an
gonna
eye.
grow up and
Man,
yeah, and they're gonna learn from this and then they're gonna get smarter and better tactics. And he was like, we gotta kill them now. And that little girl was like, what? Like
yeah,
these could be similar to the age I am, but you had no problem killing. Like, cause you got to start thinking. He was like, "Hey, can you still fight? Like, am I gonna die? Cause this dude is a sociopath. Am I gonna die in here getting killed by him versus the goblins? Like, you don't know. I mean, cause the dude is weird. Like everything about like him, the armor he wears, the sword, the short shield, like all of it's meant for one thing and one thing only. Like, and the repair bills on his armor and stuff, like this dude he ain't making no real money.
nah,
All this dude cares about is like, yeah, I need you to fix. And I know if you the armor dude, you like, dude, what the hell are you doing every week? Like he come in there dinged up, nicked up, be like I need. And then even when he don't have his regular armor on, he always got a helmet on. His
Yeah,
helmet is like
yeah.
y'all walk around with his helmet. Like, dude, it's crazy. Like, it ain't like I don't know. Like, if it ain't for adventuring, like these people have no idea what kind of nut job this dude is. Like, he ain't worried about love. He is not worried about anything other than like the only thing that occupy his mind 24/7 and go to sleep. Like, when he goes back to that house. Like I said, it's like somebody with OCD, like to the farm. He goes out and checks meticulously everything,
Yes.
make
yeah,
sure nothing is out. Like and when you find out that he figures it out in that episode, like, oh, the Goblin Horde, like he knows so much about him, like it's ridiculous. Like this dude, like I said, it's almost OCD. Like he's like, hey, look, this grass is out of place, like this wire, cause like he knows everything about Goblin. I mean, it's scary, but like man, like it is well written. Like it's so good. I don't even want to read the manga. I just want to see the anime
that's what I'm
because it's
saying,
that
bro.
good of a
Yeah,
it's that good of an anime. Like I don't even want to know the back. Like I just want to watch it because it's just so. It's so. I've never read or watched anything quite like Goblin Slayer.
the only thing
Like
that sucks
it
is
just.
it leaves out a lot though, because they got to stitch a whole lot together.
Oh
Like
yeah.
like you don't know about his trainer Rhea. They only show glimpses back and like, but you're like, is that a goblin? He's not a goblin, so you wouldn't know that stuff unless you actually read the manga. But I'm like, I'll go back and read the manga after I watch this anime because
It
it's
makes
that
it nice
fire.
though for like the mystique purposes and whatnot. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because like for me, because you don't know all the training stuff he went through yet, he's just that dude without abilities, like without like special abilities, but he's that guy with the like with the strategy and the strategics and like the actual weaponry, like Batman. And then for me, every time he goes into a cave and every time like the goblins see him, man, it's just
It's really real.
And that's just like how I feel every time a goblin sees him, and they eyes is like, oh man, we heard about this dude, you know, and it's just like, oh yeah, man, y'all dead. It's over. It don't even matter what's about to happen.
That man, the greatest quote, dog. We need to make a shirt. I'll come kill him in your dreams.
Yeah.
The greatest quote ever, dog.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, man. Like I say, you know, if you picking it as an adult in anime, like if that's your welcome to the anime world, boy,
Yeah.
that's a violent welcome to the anime world. Like you ain't
Adult,
gonna see too much. Yeah, adult only.
adult
Like
only, no
They
kids.
they shouldn't start with that though, bro. Like that should not be
the,
your entry into anime.
No, that's a
I
high
know.
bar. That's a high bar. No, start low. If you want starter anime, you know, just hit us up. You know, in the comments, we'll give you some starter stuff. Do not start with Goblin Slayer because you will be disappointed a whole lot. It's a high bar,
yeah,
baby.
look.
It's a high bar.
Hey, look, I think I'm happy season 2 is out. We're watching it. I'm watching it right now. So, like I said, it's one of those like Goblin Slayer is so good. Like, I'm not gonna say I want to watch like 1,000 episodes like Fairy Tale or nothing that crazy, but like give me 5 or 6 seasons of Goblin Slayer. Like, I'm
Oh
I'm
yeah.
I'm, I'm
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah,
fully
yeah.
vested in Goblin Slayer. Like this is
Man,
wild.
yeah.
Like,
Hands down,
so I
hands
can.
down.
Yeah, I mean, where would you two rank this anime on y'all's list? Like, is this a top 10 for you? Top 5? Is it? Where would you rank this
Well, it's definitely a top
for
10.
y'all?
It's not gonna be a top 5, but
Okay,
it's the top 10. Yeah,
It
it's a
can't be
top.
top 5 just because it only got one season, right? You
okay,
know, like if you don't read the manga and you only watch anime, you know what I'm saying? So like it can only be top 10 at like the lower tier of the top 10 just because it only got one season.
But top 10 is perfect
okay.
because out of all the anime we watch, top 10 is
Yeah.
still elite. Because
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
said, Doc, is not just the anime is beautiful, but the storytelling is great, and the fights. There's not one fight that I didn't like because they lead up to the fights. Even on the downtime, is great because they mix everything and they flow it real well, even without not telling the whole story of like the manga, but they do it in a way that's like you can still understand and get the full picture of everything. So yeah,
Yeah. I
love
I
it.
can't look for me, like you said, it's a top 10 definitely. I just like I said, the to me like the more unique your story is, like this isn't just clear straight revenge, but it's like watching a man's life purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like you are literally watching him do the one thing on this earth he was probably created to do. Period. I mean, he's just that tactical about it. Like I don't like you. You can't get nobody else to do what he does at the level he does it.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of the Midwest Anime Show. Be sure to tune in next week for another hot take served on hot buttered toast of anime delight. Y'all come back now.